This is my TED Talk on how social media shapes young adults' stress and mental health. So, my thesis is while social media does offer benefits, excessive or problematic use is strongly associated with increased stress, anxiety, and depression in young adults. There are three different reasons as to why excessive social media use is associated with all these negative effects. Why this is important is because young adults are essentially our future. We use social media the most, and if we are put into a place where we feel like we can't think for ourselves, we feel like we're always comparing ourselves to each other, it creates a lot of just negative thoughts and negative emotions, and that can also become a bigger problem in the future. And platforms shape identity and well-being, and when you're exposed to all of these comparisons or anything really that's triggering or has a negative connotation behind it, it can really shape you in the wrong way. So reason one is social media increases stress through constant connectivity. Several studies show that heavy platform use creates pressure to stay constantly available, which includes responding to messages, keeping streaks, and maintaining an online presence. Researchers have found that this constant digital connection elevates stress levels and makes it harder for young people to disconnect mentally. The notifications, the endless scrolling, and the fear of missing out can keep the brain in a near constant state of alert. The second reason is because social media harms self-esteem and emotional stability. So social media is basically a highlight reel. You see everyone's best and no one's worst, but that doesn't stop the comparisons that people make. Studies show that platforms like Instagram intensify appearance-based comparison and create unrealistic expectations. Seeing filtered perfection makes many users feel inadequate, less attractive, or less successful. The emotional toll contributes to higher rates of depression and lower life satisfaction as well. The third reason is that high social media use strongly correlates with anxiety and depressive symptoms. Across multiple sources, including large-scale surveys, mental health studies, and psychological analysis, a pattern has been made very clear. Young adults who spend the most time on social media report significantly higher levels of anxiety and depression. And of course, some people argue that social media improves mental health by offering community spaces, emotional support, and access to resources. And they are correct. There are benefits. Many social media users find friendships, identity validation, and mental health validation online. There's a lot of support groups that happen online as well. And my point is, or isn't, that social media is all bad. Obviously, there are some positives to it, of course, because, well, it's a way to connect with your peers and just connect with people all over the world. So, of course, it's not all bad. But the key point is that those benefits don't erase the overwhelming evidence that excess use, especially without boundaries, causes significant harm. The without boundaries portion of that is extremely important, because the point is that social media use excessively is the bad part. The constantly being online, the constantly checking your phone for notifications, and just all of those like OCD, like habitual habits that you gain is the problem and what causes the anxiety and the stress and the depressive symptoms. So the issue isn't whether social media has good qualities. The issue is how those positives are overshadowed when use becomes constant and unregulated. Overall, social media use is not a harmless habit. It has a powerful influence on the emotional lives of young adults and not always for the better. And reshaping our relationships with technology is one of the ways that you can start to be less chronically online. And it's very important that you start at a younger age as well, which is why my focus was young adults. Yeah.